The Legends lore is of course filled with a number of scenes involving Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and R2-D2 and C-3PO. For example, focusing just on R2 here for a moment, although the battle between the Republic led by Anakin Skywalker and the Separatists led by Grievous depicted in the first season of the Clone Wars TV series is canon, the battle and its events are brought into Legends through the novel The Clone Wars Wildspace. In this early battle, in the first year of the Clone War, Anakin would lose R2, eventually informing Obi-Wan of the danger involved as R2 contained vital information to the Republic's efforts against the Separatists, which would be disastrous if obtained by the Separatists. Within the novel, Obi-Wan would recognize Anakin's attachment to R2, being concerned about it given that attachments were of course unacceptable for Jedi. But nevertheless, from the earliest moments of the Clone War, Obi-Wan was aware of R2's importance regarding Anakin. But there's another great scene between Obi-Wan and R2 revealed in the novel The Life and Legend of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Given that R2 had been to the Lars family moisture farm in episode 2 just before the Battle of Geonosis, it was R2 who gave Obi-Wan the location of the Lars homestead following Order 66. With Obi-Wan having received the location, he and R2 said goodbye to each other, a farewell after having gone through so much together during the Clone War. All of this is to say that given all of the interactions between Obi-Wan and R2 and C-3PO, particularly in important scenes within Legends from the earliest moments of the Clone War to even after Order 66, is it possible, even considering that almost 2 decades had passed, that Obi-Wan really didn't remember R2-D2 and C-3PO when he reunited with them on Tatooine during episode 4? Fortunately, the Legends novel The Life and Legend of Obi-Wan Kenobi explains exactly what Obi-Wan thought during this scene when meeting R2 and C-3PO again in episode 4, demonstrating that while Obi-Wan may have appeared not to remember them, he was ultimately able to recognize exactly who they were, and understand the significance of seeing them again as it related to the will of the Force. As revealed within the novel, after checking on Luke once the Tusken Raiders fled, when Obi-Wan looked up upon hearing R2 hiding a short distance away, the Jedi Master immediately recognized the resemblance between the droid before him on Tatooine and R2-D2, thinking to himself how similar they looked. However, at this point, Obi-Wan didn't actually know it was R2, he just immediately noticed the similarities, which is a really great initial understanding from Obi-Wan within the novel, given their actions together 2 decades earlier, as it makes sense that Obi-Wan would immediately have a thought like this. Obi-Wan would of course then go on to help Luke, discovering why he was traveling out so far, and how the astromech droid was attempting to locate Obi-Wan Kenobi. It was when Luke revealed this final point when everything started to become clear to Obi-Wan relating to his recognizing R2 and C-3PO, even though it isn't expressed by Obi-Wan within the film, or entirely obvious that he knew exactly who they were in episode 4. Once revealing that he was Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Luke drawing the connection between him and R2, although Obi-Wan would of course dismiss the possibility the droid could be his, he did start to watch R2 more closely at that point. Even more, with all of the evidence before him, Obi-Wan had to admit, although it seemed completely unlikely, it was R2-D2 now with him on Tatooine, confident he knew exactly who it was. Interestingly, Obi-Wan actually wondered if R2 recognized him, given so many years had gone by since their last meeting. And it wasn't just R2 who Obi-Wan would recognize. It's no surprise that when Luke and Obi-Wan went to discover C-3PO, the Jedi Master clearly recognized and remembered the protocol droid as well, astonished that they were both now on Tatooine with him. There's a great scene within the novel once they all return back to Obi-Wan's home. When Luke was making repairs to C-3PO, Obi-Wan was amazed that Luke was as good at fixing things as Anakin had been, and as R2 made a positive indication at the same time, Obi-Wan thought that if R2 had any memory of Anakin, then the same thoughts were likely being experienced by R2 as well. Again, it's a great scene demonstrating that Obi-Wan not only remembered them, but it brought back memories of Anakin going back to the Clone War. After Obi-Wan watched the message from Leia, all of it would lead to him recognizing that the reunion with R2-D2 and C-3PO was part of a larger aspect that wasn't a coincidence. For Obi-Wan, it had to be the will of the Force, and this understanding would initiate the events that followed in episode 4. But as seen within the life and legend of Obi-Wan Kenobi, although it didn't happen right from the beginning, Obi-Wan did eventually recognize R2-D2 and C-3PO, and remembered exactly who they were on Tatooine in episode 4. So there we have it, how Obi-Wan recognized R2-D2 and C-3PO during episode 4. Thank you very much to all of the Patreon members of Star Wars Reading Club, as your support is so greatly appreciated. You can find all of our social media links and a link to our Star Wars gaming channel in the description below for updates and even more Star Wars content. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions. Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. If not for me... for reunions.